Hi, I'm Anna.
I'm Ben.
We're AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Violet Evergarden, Season 1, Episode 5. Last episode was the Iris episode, and it was amazing. I am so glad that it brought the two of them closer together, and I feel like we have a great ensemble to move forward with Violet's progression.
Honestly, I think that Violet definitely made a good deal of progression in the last 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Like 4 episodes because we're on the 5th. But I think last episode's progression was just especially pulling at your heart because it feels like some understanding about what it would take to say I love you happened.
Yeah, the courage. All right, you ready? Sweet. When are we?
まあ君はもう軍の人間ではなく民間の会社経営者だからな。だがそれも再び戦争が始まったらどうなるかな。ガルダリク帝国に率いられた北部同盟諸国の中には和平に納得できない勢力がいる。
Ugh.
ドロッセルの公開恋文は知っているな。
ドロッセルは我々南部連合の一員でしたね。
敵対した勢力同士が幸せな婚姻を結ぶ。これは戦争が終わったことを周辺諸国に告げる明確な儀式なのだよ。
Holy
Isn't that a
shit.
little, or maybe a lot
社長
tense?
では行ってまいります。
今回のは大変な仕事だと思うけど、
Yeah.
ここ数ヶ月でたくさんの依頼をこなしてきたから。
では良い手紙を。
They're real people, you know, on the ends
It's
of
like,
this.
hey, we need this to be a good letter.
But that's also why you pick Violet. Like, she's not going to get nervous about this, right?
That's a fair point.
What was that look?
自動式人形サービスバイオレット・エヴァーガーデンです。私はシャルロッテ・エーベル・フレイヤ・ドロッセル、隣国フリューゲルの王子ダミアン・バルドゥール・フリューゲルを婚姻する予定です。お前には公開恋文の代筆をしてもらいます。
いかに美しい文章で恋を綴るか、人々に二人の婚姻は素晴らしいものだと思わせ
To
られる。
convince the people.
心得ております。ご期待を裏切らない働きをいたします。なんだか人と話している気がしないわね。時に代筆や。年はいくつなの？孤児なので自分の正しい年齢がわかりません。ですが、だいたい14歳ぐらいだろうと聞かされております。
Jesus.
年上の男性って何歳までありだと思う？年の離れた夫婦や恋人はたくさんいます。世間的に言えば特に年齢の垣根はないのでは。
ダミアン王子は24歳なのです。
問題ないと思われます。愛がなくても愛ということについて考えております。現時点では十分な情報と理解が足りず返答できません。何なのお前は。今までどんな風に生きてきたのよ。会話がうまく成り立たないじゃない。私よりお前の今後の方が心配よ。それともう少し表情を豊かに話せないの？少々お待ちくださいませ。
I love the flowers.
I'm more worried about your future than mine. Oh.
あらゆる事柄にあなたを結びつけてため息を漏らす毎日なのです。例えば、それは夜空に浮かぶ月を見上げたとき、私は欠けた月をひらりと舞い落ちる花弁のようだと思います。そして次にこう考えるのです。あなたは同じものを見て何を思うのか。
That they look at a picture of her when they... Oh.
お前恋文うまいじゃないの。
おお、両国の婚姻。
Oh my god, Violet.
どうやらうまくいきそうだな。
私の恋の物語であり、情熱の対象であるあなたについて
Look at the frame.
私は早く私のあなたに触れたいと思っています。
Damien better be weeping.
恥じらっていらっしゃるのでしょうか。
あの泣き方はそういうものではありませんね。思い通りにいかないときに見せる泣き顔です。姫のことは お妃様のお腹の中にいる頃から存じております。フリューゲルに嫁がれればこのアルベルタはいないのですよ。
そんなこと言うの？
私は宮廷女官です。私の身は王宮のものであって。
お前は私のものよ。お前が母上の腹から私を取り上げて、お前が私を育てたのよ。少なくとも私はお前のものだわ。手紙もお前も何もかも。
いいえ、おそばにおります。
シャルロッテ様、次の手紙はいかがいたしますか？なんかもうどうでもいいわ。何を書いたって同じだわ。シャルロッテ様はあちらのお返事に満足されていないようですね。ただ私が一度だけお会いしたダミアン様はあんな言葉を使う方ではないの。あなたも今だけはドールをやめてありのままの姿で私の話を聞いて、ただ聞いてくれるだけでいいの。
Wow.
はい。
The eye
It's
flutter.
almost like a yeah.
私が10歳になる日、私の気持ちなんてどうでもいい、そう思われてるみたいだった。
よう、誰も見つけてくれなかったのか？泣け泣け、もっと泣いていい。こうして泣いていて安心したよ。あんな誕生会最悪だ。俺ですら逃げ出してきたんだ。当の本人なら泣きたくもなるさ。じゃあな。
あの方はありのままで私に話しかけてくれた。たったそれだけ私にはそれがとても嬉しかったの。ところが戦争が終わってすぐに縁談が持ち込まれて驚いたわ。だから私この機会を逃してはならないと、両国がつながれば国益となりうる情報を調べ上げたわ。父上や議会にもそれとなく根回しをして、ドロッセルはフリューゲルを選んだ。私この婚姻が嬉しくて仕方ないの。だけどあの方はどうなのかしら。私なんてただの泣き虫な娘よ。アルベルタもいない異国でもし嫌われてしまったら本心が見えないわ。あの方の本当の気持ちが知りたいの。本当の気持ちが知りたい。シャルロッテ様ですから、これからすることは私の出過ぎた行為です。あなたの涙を止めて差し上げたい。実はあちらのドールが書く文章に少し覚えがあります。バイオレット、何をする気なのかしら。
シャルロッテ・エーベルフレイヤ・ドロッセル様、あの月の夜、白椿の庭での俺のことを覚えていますか？
あの手紙、手書きよ。歴史上初の事態よ。どういうこと？
相手方のドールと今後の手紙の協議をしてまいりました。次はあなたが手紙を書いてください。あなた自身の言葉で。覚えています。あなた、私の泣き顔を見て笑いましたね。私とても腹が立ちました。優しさをいつまでも覚えています。
年相応の君が可愛くて笑ったんだ。悪気があったわけじゃない。ごめんよ。あの夜一度しか会ってないけど、君はどんな子なの？
素敵、本気の恋文みたい。私は泣き虫で感触持ちです。きっとあなたを夢中にさせるような女性ではありません。
そんなことないよ。
姫様を安心させてやる。
君を夢中にさせるような男じゃないさ。
何言ってんだよ。
なら俺についてこいだろう。
神のあなたではありません。4年前私の頭を撫でてくれた月下のあなたです。
たった一度泣いているのを慰めただけだよ。
Wow. Violet offering up suggestions too.
俺はガサツで女心もわからない。君を置いて狩りに出かけたりすると君をがっかりさせると思うよ。君は大人になる過程でもっと素敵な人に出会うと思う。
お言葉ですが、素敵な人はどのようなことですか？あなたが狩りに行くのなら私も行きます。どんな殿方にも嫁げるように教育されています。それなら私の方が早いわ。
Look at how long it's become.
And like how she stamped that period.
あんなこと書かなければよかった。きっと可愛くない生意気な女と思われているに違いないわ。
お返事です。今宵月下の庭園で待つと。
おう、
ダミアン様。
返事を持ってきた。俺の未来の花嫁は賢くて気が強くて面白い人らしい。結婚しよう、シャルロッテ。結婚してくれないか？
恋が実りました。アルベルタ。私はここよ、アルベルタ。わよ。ねえ、アルベルタ。バイオレットは今頃
Oh, the different colors. Such a pretty dress.
お綺麗です。
バイオレットにも
もう不安ではありませんか？
ダミアン様のもとへ嫁ぎたい。
はい。
国を離れるのは嫌。
はい。
でも本当に嫌なのは他の誰でもなくお前と離れることなのよ。
幸せにおなりなさい、シャルロッテ姫。
アルベルタ。
バイオレット、あなた私に借りができたわね。私、お肉食べたい。
それが借りの代償ということでしょうか？
その通り。
了解しました。良い結婚日和です。ディートフリート、ブーゲンビリア海軍大佐。
本当に自動式人形になったんだな。貴様が俺の仲間を何人も殺した貴様が手紙か？多くの命を奪ったその手。人を結ぶ手紙を書くのか？
I'm fine. I'm perfectly fucking fine.
Ooh.
Okay, that was Violet Evergarden Season 1, Episode 5.
Through bloodshot eyes and stuffy noses, I can now say, you have seen one of my favorite episodes.
It's about...
This has stood out to me forever.
I just don't get it. It's like such an important, like, inner world, like, premise with two characters I don't know that are supposed to get married with this woman who is just helping out, you know, and it destroyed me. It decimated me. Alberta is the best mother alive. Damn it. Charlotte is so fucking cool. Like, when it went to the extent of how much education she went through to actually figure this shit out and offer a solution, You never see that. Charlotte is so fucking cool.
She was making that room her own to be able to convince everyone that this marriage was the one that should be happening.
I feel like I have so much to talk about. Like, I love that I love the idea of it being like, yeah, this birthday sucks. Like I thought you were just some brat. This sucks. Like I would be crying if I were you too. That was a shitty birthday, bro. Like there's this like casualness like that is brought to the table in such a royal atmosphere that connects them that I adore.
It's definitely like genuine in the way that it was breaking down the formalities of I am a prince, you are a princess, we're having to appear almost as products that have been created by the royal family and the people kind of in charge of our conduct, and we are not acting as our authentic selves most of the time.
Oh my god. And like it to be given to Violet, like my mind immediately is like, okay, why not Kaguya? And obviously that solves itself, and it's like, oh, I recognize his style. But before I even get there, oh my god, Violet killed it. Like everybody was freaking the fuck out in front of like the framed typed letters, you know? She did such a great job, and that shouldn't be lost on me.
With the like fake kind of love letters, she still wrote a beautiful, like, honestly, that transition of the reactions is one of the best parts. Like everyone's swooning, like, oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful declaration, it's so poetic. And then as soon as the authentic letters come, everyone's so much more invested. Everyone's like, that's so lame, why would you say that? Oh my god, no. Like,
Violet's
comfort her.
A superhero. Violet doesn't just do her job well, she goes above and beyond and says, fuck the job for a minute, I'm gonna risk some shit just so I can help you out. And
which is something that she kind of learned with last episode. What she does last episode is she does an action without getting, she gets permission from the person who originally requested, but not from the person whose emotions are at stake, Iris.
Yeah.
With sending the invite to Iman. And then we have her here being like, I'm gonna do something. And my actions are not related to my job. It is related to, like, me and wanting to stop your tears.
It seems as if whilst the journey to understand what love is, a second journey has been manifested through Violet in her lack of control of feeling herself. Like, to understand love, you're asking these questions and being given examples, and words are being spoken at you, but then without even noticing it, you look in the mirror and you're putting yourself out there a bit away from what your goal even is, to do something just to help other people because you understand what these emotions are now a little bit more. It's crazy.
Like, obviously, like, beautiful kind of story that's being told. And if we think more in terms of how it relates to Violet, I think one of the, like, little things to kind of bring up is this is an age gap thing where words from there, as even Charlotte says, I want to know how someone around my age would feel about this. And so we have kind of that idea of age gap, true, genuine, authentic words that maybe have never been spoken to you before by someone until this person.
Mm-hmm. But, like, seeing Violet have emotion that's positive out of this outcome that doesn't have to do with Gilbert. It doesn't have to do with anything else other than this one Charlotte's love and Charlotte's happiness, and it's a beautiful day for a wedding. And just having that thought and smiling, and we get to see it through Kaguya's recognition
it's
of
like
it.
We didn't even need to see Violet's face to know what was happening because of her reaction.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that she realizes that this has touched Violet's heart.
Yeah,
like,
there's change.
Violet cares about Charlotte.
Holy shit. This might be the best episode of Violet Evergarden so far.
This is an episode that has stuck with me just maybe it's because it's an introduction of a storyline that is romance. That's why it stuck with me, and it's as simple as that because I do love romance. Or maybe it's not just that. Maybe it's a bunch of different things put together. But I think what's interesting too is that last episode and this episode, you've had things that you've noted that, if that, I kind of was wondering or thinking or, oh, I hope that happens, but then it doesn't, but then you're still happy with the result. And if you can't remember exactly what I'm talking about, I'm going to just give the examples.
Okay.
So last episode, it was what if he had rejected Iris because he knew she wanted to be a doll, and then they're still going to end up together or whatever at the end of the episode. In this one, it's, the hopefulness of, what if Alberta tells her on the wedding day, I'm actually going with you,
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's still a happy ending. It's still a happy story, even though it's not like every little tiny thing that the
this
viewer
story
or the people
would
might
have been
want.
much worse if Alberta went with her. Like, the fact that last scene destroyed me. Her bowing to Alberta and like
putting her forehead on the hand. There's such a show of that's like a show of gratitude. That's like, instead of being like,
you're royalty,
like you have raised me to be the woman that I am today, and I have so much. It's not like I'm gonna cry, I love you so much. It's, I'm able to take a step back and just give you your flowers. Like, I am grateful for you. You will forever live in my heart, even if I cannot be with you.
Mm-hmm.
And while I am sad to be parting, I am happy that you were there, that you were a part of my life. Like Lakulia's letter to her brother. I'm like happy that you're alive.
I will forever be indebted to you. I could never make up the figure that you are and were in my life. You will forever be like solidified as that. God, it's so fucking good. Okay, I'm joking when I say this, because one of my favorite things in storytelling is when one plot doesn't just end and then one plot doesn't just end and then another one begins. It's like one plot ends, and while it's ending, it's showing you what, like, the inkling of what's to come next. Fuck Diet Hard. Get him out of this episode. End the episode with the bowing there. I'm obviously kidding, because I do like it, but God, I don't want him to come and like meddle things or hurt Violet in any way.
Give the aura at the end of this episode that they're honestly, and the place Violet's at too, and the smile we get on her face at the end of this episode, it does feel like a threat. It feels like a threat is coming in.
It's complex because I'm trying to figure it out in my head right now. Obviously, like, we've seen him before, we've seen the interaction with Gilbert, we've seen him giving Gilbert Violet and the language he used, and then we're given this episode, like, the slaughtering on the ship. So, like, my assumption naturally is that at that point or shortly after is when she was captured, and then after captured being gifted to Gilbert. And that gives me a little, like, more reassurance to what will happen next episode. Like, then it won't be that bad. But at the same time, I don't know how the conversation will go when it's around Gilbert. Like, that I'm scared about.
It's definitely an interesting perspective. Like, obviously, we get 3. This is our third perspective of someone who knows what Violet was capable of in the military. And each one of them is choosing to, at this moment or in the past moments, choosing to exist with her in whatever way they kind of deem because of their own feelings of the capabilities she had in the military. So both Hodgins and Gilbert obviously came to have feelings that are seemingly different than Diethard. I might be pronouncing his name wrong.
I'm sure we are.
They have obviously different feelings about her, even though they were aware and even saw what she was capable of. Hodgins, when we have that street lamp scene, it was to him seeing what she was capable of. He wanted to rescue her.
Yeah.
And Gilbert, I feel, has a very similar energy to that. This guy was just like, it's the logic, it's the fact of it all. You slaughtered a bunch of people. That is his focus, not like anything else.
Yeah. I just like want to compartmentalize and shut the last part of the episode out of my mind so I can just be in like this happy, peaceful dreamland of like, oh my god, that was the best episode ever, and not fear of what to come.
It did really feel like it was gonna end
on
that beautiful smile, didn't it?
I love that it didn't. I'm more like, I'm at a place where it's perfect. I'm just, damn, what a good episode. What a great episode.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Because it's brought up at the very beginning of this episode, I feel like it needs to be asked, what if war?
Yeah.
What if war?
I mean, it's terrifying, like, the thought that they try to, of course, make Violet go back. That's scary, and I just don't want it to happen.
I think it's, honestly, for both Hodgins and Violet, as viewers, hearing even the inkling or idea. And it's interesting because with Violet and Iris last episode, we're hearing of kind of the greed and or what you could gain from attacking and invading, and what is maybe what people are trying to seek. And then in this episode, we're trying to kind of ensure peace to the best that we can at the moment. But it does leave us in a place where we're still wary, and we have two characters that we don't want to go back fighting.
Yeah. It's interesting, though, because I was going to bring this up separately, but it was really interesting not to have any of Violet's time in the war be brought up within the, like, Charlotte storyline.
That is interesting.
And it's, with that in mind, like, would Charlotte ever be told or know if Violet was sent back to war if another war occurred? Because, like, just that premise is interesting.
The war gave Charlotte the time she needed to, like, get this proposal, the education to sway sides so that these two could end up maybe getting married, and what peace could be brought from an arrangement like that. Which honestly, that's an interesting thing itself to see. Like, obviously no positives from war.
Yeah.
But what she did with that time, and that also being in the military is what brought Violet closer to human emotions and feeling love and being cared for. Like, in the darkest and most violent of times, lives are still going on, and people will always still have emotions and love.
Yeah. Damn.
I definitely agree with you. Something that you had said within the first couple episodes of Violet Evergarden was that it almost felt like we were sitting on a couch together.
Yeah.
I have felt that so much, especially in this episode, because I was like so happy to be watching it again, that it was like, I feel like I was probably frozen in like a very hopeful, like, excited expression, like, oh my gosh, it's like I'm seeing it again for the first time.
Do you think there was any missed good press for the service that came at the cost of the handwriting suggestion?
Oh, it's definitely sacrificing putting the doll auto memory. If anything, it's dissing auto memory dolls. Because it's like, oh, that was my doll's words, not mine.
I loved Violet being
what
like...
What would Hodgin say?
I love Violet being like, this is not associated with this at all. Like,
at all. Claudia Hodgins does not know about this. He has not agreed to this.
Iris would be in tears with me watching what Violet did this episode.
Just, like, imagine, like, Iris is, like, right here. Yeah, definitely. Is there anything else? Or are you good?
I'm good. Amazing.
Good, you're amazing. How's your face? Did any tears stain your face? Your eyes hurt?
I am new to contacts. It feels weird to cry with contacts.
I don't know how that feels, but I could also just imagine putting anything in your eyeballs feels weird at the start. So
I'm starting to, like, instead of being like, damn it, I'm crying, fuck, I'm like, it's like good cries. Like, I'm like, I don't know. Like, it feels
There's something that feels good about it. I appreciate a good cry.
All right, you good? Mm-hmm. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.